In the vast expanse of time, our planet holds secrets of a past long gone. Imagine a world devoid of familiar landscapes where life was taking its first tentative steps. Deep within Earth's ancient rocks, we have discovered the oldest traces of life, fossilized remnants of organisms that thrived billions of years ago. These microscopic marvels push back the known timeline of life on Earth, offering a glimpse into a time when our planet was a vastly different place. These fossils, often barely visible to the naked eye, were discovered in remote and inhospitable regions, testaments to life's tenacity. They are not the remains of creatures we would recognize, but rather simple, single-celled organisms similar to bacteria. These ancient microbes, thriving in primordial environments, are a testament to life's remarkable ability to adapt and persist. These early life forms, though small and seemingly insignificant, played a crucial role in shaping the planet we know today. They were likely adapted to harsh conditions, able to survive in environments with little to no oxygen, relying on chemosynthesis or perhaps early forms of photosynthesis for energy. Imagine a world covered in shallow seas, volcanic activity shaping the landscape, and an atmosphere thick with carbon dioxide. It is within these extreme environments that life first emerged, forever changing the trajectory of our planet. These organisms, through their metabolic processes, began to release oxygen into the atmosphere, paving the way for the evolution of more complex life forms. The discovery of these ancient fossils presents a challenge. How do we accurately determine their age? Scientists employ radiometric dating techniques, analyzing the decay of radioactive isotopes within the surrounding rock. This method, akin to a cosmic clock, allows us to peer back billions of years, establishing the age of these fossils with remarkable precision. The results are astounding, pushing back the origins of life on Earth further than previously imagined. These discoveries provide concrete evidence that life emerged relatively early in Earth's history, hinting at the possibility that life itself may be a more common phenomenon in the universe than once thought. The discovery of life's earliest traces on Earth has profound implications for our understanding of the universe. If life could arise in the harsh conditions of early Earth, it stands to reason that it might also exist in other corners of the cosmos. The search for extraterrestrial life, once relegated to the realm of science fiction, is now a vibrant and rapidly evolving field of scientific inquiry. The knowledge gained from studying Earth's oldest life forms guides our search for life beyond our planet. By understanding the conditions under which life can emerge and thrive, we can narrow down the search for potentially habitable worlds, increasing the odds of finding life beyond our pale blue dot. The journey to uncover life's origins is far from over, but with each new discovery, we gain a deeper appreciation for the wonder and fragility of life on Earth, and the endless possibilities that await us in the vast expanse of the cosmos.
Our universe is vast and ancient. Stars are born, they live, they die. Planets form from their dust. On at least one of these planets, something extraordinary happened. Life began. A simple spark ignited a 4 billion-year-long story of survival and change. This story is often told as a single, unbroken narrative. It is the story of evolution. We learn it in our schools, we see it in our museums. It is the dominant explanation for the breathtaking diversity of life we see all around us. From the smallest microbe to the largest whale, evolution connects us all in a grand branching tree of life. The tale of evolution is compelling. It starts with simple organisms. Over immense stretches of time, these organisms changed. They adapted to new environments. They competed for resources. Natural selection, a process of trial and error, guided this journey. The creatures that were best suited to their world survived. They passed their successful traits to their children. This process, repeated countless times, gave rise to new species. It is a story of gradual transformation, of connections linking every living thing back to a common ancestor, a single origin for all of life's complexity. This is the story we are told. In science, questioning is not a sign of weakness, it is a fundamental strength. Every great discovery began with a question. Newton questioned why an apple falls, Einstein questioned the nature of space and time, So, it is natural that we also question the story of life's origins. While evolution is the bedrock of modern biology, some observations seem to challenge its simple telling. It's like finding a chapter in a book that doesn't quite fit the rest of the plot. These puzzles invite us to look closer, to ask if there might be another way to understand the evidence before us. One of the biggest puzzles lies in the fossil record. It is supposed to be our diary of ancient life, yet this diary has missing pages. Lots of them. The Cambrian explosion, for example, is a period in Earth's history where complex animal life seems to appear very suddenly. It's as if someone skipped ahead several chapters. Where are the ancestors? Where are the transitional forms leading up to this biological Big Bang? While some explanations exist, the abruptness of this event makes some researchers wonder if gradual evolution is the only mechanism at play. The story of our planet is written in its rocks. Buried deep within layers of sediment, we find the preserved remains of ancient life. These are fossils. They are more than just old bones. They are snapshots from deep time. Each fossil is a word, a sentence, in the epic tale of life on Earth. When we arrange these fossils in order, from the oldest rock layers to the youngest, a remarkable pattern emerges. We see a story of change, of transformation. Simple life forms appear first, in the deepest, most ancient layers. As we move upward through time, life becomes more complex, more diverse. It is a silent, stony testament to a world that was not static but dynamic and ever-changing. This record in the rocks provides some of the most powerful evidence for evolution. It shows us that the creatures alive today were not always here. Dinosaurs once roamed where our cities now stand. Giant insects once flew through ancient forests. The fossils show us these lost worlds. But they show us more than just extinction. They show us connection. Scientists have found fossils that appear to be intermediate forms, creatures that bridge the gap between different groups. For example, a creature with the feathered wings of a bird but the teeth and tail of a reptile links these two great animal classes. It's a beautiful mosaic of features, a clue that life is not a collection of separate creations but a continuum of related forms. Consider the journey of the whale. Today, whales are majestic creatures of the deep, perfectly adapted to a life in water. Yet, they are mammals. They breathe air. They give birth to live young. How did this happen? The fossil record gives us an answer. It shows a stunning sequence of transitional forms. We find fossils of wolf-like land animals that lived near water. Then we find creatures like the walking whale, with legs that could both walk on land and paddle in water. Over millions of years, the fossils show hind legs shrinking, bodies becoming more streamlined, and nostrils moving to the top of the head to become a blowhole. It is a clear and compelling narrative of evolution, etched in stone. Of course, the fossil record is not perfect. It is full of gaps. Not every creature that ever lived became a fossil. The conditions have to be just right. So, finding these transitional fossils is like finding specific frames from a very, very long movie that has been cut to pieces. But the frames we do have all tell the same story. They show that life has changed over vast timescales. They show that species are not fixed, but can transform into new ones. The story in the stone is not one of sudden appearance, but of gradual branching descent from common ancestors. The Earth itself keeps a diary of life's long journey, and it reads like a story of evolution. Deep within every cell lies DNA, the instruction manual for life. This code determines if you're human, a mushroom, or a banana. Today we can read and compare these blueprints directly. All life shares the same 4 chemical letters, evidence of a shared origin. Your DNA is 99% identical to a chimpanzee's, and even shares genes with fruit flies and bananas. Our DNA holds genetic fossils, remnants of our evolutionary past. The code within us and the story in the rocks both reveal all life is connected, evolving over billions of years. Section 3. Nature's Workshop, Evolution in Action. Evolution is not just something that happened in the distant past. It is happening right now, all around us. We don't have to dig for fossils or sequence DNA to see it. We can watch it unfold in real time. Nature's Workshop is always open. One of the most dramatic examples is the evolution of antibiotic resistance in bacteria. When we use antibiotics to fight an infection, most of the bacteria are killed. But due to random mutations, a few might have a natural resistance to the drug. These are the survivors. They multiply, passing their resistant genes to their offspring. Soon, a whole new population of superbugs emerges that our medicines can no longer touch. This is natural selection in a petri dish. It is a perfect, small-scale demonstration of the evolutionary process. There is variation within the bacterial population. There is a pressure from the environment, in this case, the antibiotic. And there is inheritance as the survivors pass on their successful traits. This process, happening over and over in hospitals around the world, is a serious public health crisis. But it is also undeniable proof of evolution in action. We are in an arms race with microbes, and they are evolving much faster than we are. It shows how quickly life can adapt and change when faced with new challenges. We can also see evolution shaping larger organisms. Consider the peppered moths of England. Before the Industrial Revolution, most of these moths were light-colored, camouflaging them perfectly against the lichen-covered trees. Dark-colored moths were rare, as they were easily spotted and eaten by birds. But as factories spewed soot into the air, the trees became dark and stained. Suddenly the tables turned. The light-colored moths were now conspicuous, while the dark moths were hidden. The dark moths survived and reproduced at higher rates. Within a few decades, the population had shifted, and almost all the peppered moths were dark. This is a classic story of adaptation, a direct observation of natural selection changing a species. Section 4. The Logic of Life, Natural Selection as an Engine. The evidence from fossils, DNA, and direct observation is compelling. But what ties it all together? What is the mechanism, the engine, that drives this incredible story of change? The answer, proposed by Charles Darwin and Alfred Russel Wallace, is natural selection. It is an idea of stunning simplicity and profound power. It is not a random process. Individuals within a species vary. No two organisms are exactly alike. These variations can be passed down from parents to offspring. More offspring are born than can possibly survive. This leads to a competition for existence. From these simple truths, the logic of natural selection unfolds. In the struggle for life, any individual with a trait that gives it a slight edge is more likely to survive and reproduce. This simple engine, running for billions of years, has had an immense creative power. It has sculpted the wings of a bat, the eye of an eagle, and the intricate patterns of a butterfly. It has allowed life to conquer every corner of our planet, from the deepest ocean trenches to the highest mountain peaks. Natural selection explains the beautiful fit between an organism and its world. It is the core mechanism that makes sense of all the other evidence for evolution. It provides a natural, testable explanation for the diversity and complexity of life, turning what might seem like a chaotic jumble of facts into a coherent and elegant scientific theory. Section 1. Gaps in the story. The fossil record's missing pages. The fossil record is a key pillar of evolutionary theory, showing a progression from simple to complex life and revealing transitional forms like. Yet the record is incomplete. Many pages are missing. Critics argue these gaps challenge the idea of slow, gradual change. The Cambrian explosion is a dramatic example. Most major animal groups appear suddenly, with few clear ancestors in older rocks. This abrupt event remains a mystery for evolutionary biology. Darwin himself worried about the imperfection of the geological record, hoping future discoveries would fill the blanks. While many transitional fossils have been found, major gaps persist, like the origins of flight in flowering plants. These missing links trouble the idea of a smooth, continuous tree of life. Skeptics argue that if evolution were gradual, the fossil record should show countless transitional forms, not just snapshots. Instead, new forms often appear suddenly, persist, then vanish. This pattern suggests to some that gradual change may not be the whole story. The fossil record's gaps remain a challenge, fueling debate about life's origins. The search for missing pages continues, keeping the story of evolution open-ended. Evolutionary theory says complex structures evolve step by step, each change offering an advantage. Critics point to irreducibly complex systems, machines where removing any part makes the whole stop working. The bacterial flagellum, with its motor-like structure, is a classic example. Proponents argue such machines couldn't evolve gradually. Half a flagellum is useless. The same logic is applied to blood clotting and the immune system, systems that seem all or nothing. Critics suggest these systems show evidence of foresight and planning, not random assembly. They argue that, like a watch or computer, such complexity points to intelligent design. When we see functional systems in the world, we infer a designer. Why not in biology? This argument shifts the debate. Are life's machines products of chance or purpose? Supporters of intelligent design see irreducible complexity as a clue to a guiding intelligence. The question remains, can natural selection build such intricate systems, or is another explanation needed? The debate over irreducible machines keeps the discussion about life's origins alive. The search for answers continues in labs and minds worldwide. Evolutionary theory expects constant change, but the evidence isn't always so simple. The Cambrian explosion shows complex life appearing suddenly, not gradually. On the flip side, some species barely change at all. These are living fossils. The coelacanth, thought extinct for millions of years, was found alive and nearly unchanged. Horseshoe crabs, ginkgo trees, crocodiles, and sharks have survived for hundreds of millions of years with little change. Why do some species remain in stasis while others evolve rapidly? Critics argue that these patterns, sudden appearances and long-term stasis, challenge the idea of natural selection as a universal force. Instead of a smooth flow, life's history looks like a series of starts and stops. If natural selection can't explain both rapid innovation and enduring stasis, is it the whole story? These puzzles don't disprove evolution, but they highlight its mysteries. The persistence of living fossils and abrupt changes keep scientists asking new questions. The story of life is more complex than a single, unbroken line. Modern evolutionary theory sees life as the product of unguided natural processes. No designer, just nature. Darwin proposed that all life descended from a common ancestor through natural selection, random variation, filtered by survival. Over billions of years, this process is credited with creating life's complexity. Richard Dawkins sharpened this view, calling natural selection the blind watchmaker. No plan, just automatic filtering. Life looks designed, Dawkins says, but that's an illusion. The real force is mindless selection. Science, from this perspective, seeks natural explanations, not appeals to design. Gaps in knowledge are challenges to solve, not reasons to invoke a designer. Biologists propose step-by-step pathways for complex systems like the eye, evolving from simple beginnings. The history of science is seen as replacing supernatural explanations with natural ones. In this view, life is a magnificent accident. Humans are just one branch on a vast tree. This perspective removes humanity from the center, placing us in the grand sweep of cosmic evolution. Wonder is found not in a plan, but in the creative power of natural laws. The debate continues, is life's complexity an accident or something more? Shifting focus from life's structures to its information, a new perspective emerges. DNA is a digital code, complex instructions for building life. The question, where did this information come from? In our experience, complex information, like software or blueprints, comes from a mind. Some argue the same logic applies to biology. DNA's code implies a coder. The challenge for evolution is to explain how random processes could write such a functional instruction manual. Critics say attributing DNA's complexity to chance is like believing books are written by accidents. Even the simplest cell contains staggering amounts of information. Some accept that natural selection can fine-tune life, but doubt it can create new information from scratch. They propose that life's information required an intelligent source, not just natural processes. The debate shifts. Is natural selection enough, or does the code of life point to an author? Biochemist Michael Behe questioned the creative power of natural selection, not common ancestry or Earth's age. He focused on molecular machines inside cells, developing the concept of irreducible complexity, systems where all parts must be present to function. Behe's main example, the bacterial flagellum, is a tiny motor made of many proteins. Remove one part, and it fails. Like a mousetrap, Behe argues these systems show evidence of intelligent design, not gradual evolution. Philosopher of science Stephen Meyer focuses on the Cambrian explosion, where many new animal body plans appeared suddenly in the fossil record. He argues this event challenges Darwinian evolution, as it required vast new genetic information. Meyer suggests that, like engineers or coders creating new designs, the rapid emergence of complex life points to intelligent design, a scientific inference based on evidence, not religious doctrine. The debate between evolution and design is more than a disagreement over data. It's a clash of worldviews. Science traditionally seeks only natural explanations, while design proponents argue that evidence should lead wherever it points, even to intelligence. Each side sees the same facts through different philosophical lenses. One expects natural causes, the other is open to purpose and design. Ultimately, this debate is about the very definition of science and the nature of reality. What if evolution and intelligent design aren't mutually exclusive? Maybe there's a middle ground, a way to reconcile the evidence for evolution with the mysteries of complexity and information. Guided evolution suggests life's path wasn't entirely blind, but nudged toward complexity and consciousness. Perhaps like a programmer updating software, a guiding intelligence introduced new information at key moments. Natural selection drives adaptation, but major leaps might reflect deliberate intervention. This idea remains speculative, but it offers a bridge between a mechanistic view of life and one filled with meaning and purpose. Theistic evolution is a view held by many religious believers to reconcile faith with science. It accepts evolution as the method God used to create life, seeing no conflict between science and religious texts. Science explains the how of creation. Religion explains the who and why. This perspective allows people of faith to embrace scientific discovery while maintaining belief in a creator. For many, it's a harmonious partnership. Science reveals the mechanics, faith gives meaning. Our universe appears exquisitely fine-tuned for life. The fundamental constants, gravity, the mass of an electron, the expansion rate, are set with incredible precision. If any were slightly different, stars and life could never arise. This fine-tuning is a profound puzzle. Some say we just got lucky, or that there are countless universes and we're in the rare one that supports life. Others see purpose, a universe designed to be a home for life. Either way, it's a grand mystery. Our journey through the story of life has revealed a tapestry woven from fossils, DNA, and the wonders of evolution. We've seen how natural selection shapes life, and how genetics connects all living things. Yet questions remain: gaps in the fossil record, the complexity of cells, and the mystery of life's origin. Some see these as puzzles for science, others as hints of purpose and design. The story of life is still unfolding, and our understanding continues to evolve. The final chapter has not yet been written. Science thrives on relentless questioning, testing our most cherished theories and daring to ask, is there another way to see this? The debate over life's origins, with all its passion and complexity, is a sign of a vibrant intellectual culture. Whether through evolution or intelligent design, both perspectives inspire awe at the world's complexity. Our journey to understand our origins is deeply human, driven by curiosity and wonder. As we move forward, let's keep an open mind and encourage fearless inquiry.